This is off-road mission control, notifying Central MCP. We have lost contact. Level 1.
Unique flavor, saturation of soul, I hold steady. I rock ready as drums roll, check the percussion. The next spin wreck, end of discussion. Touching tones and rotating wax, bringing it back to the break. Ain't no faking this, we making this hot. We lock the needle in the groove, manipulation of moves, bringing the drama. Laying them flares and snares on ya. Bass hits that bomb ya, reverberating and invigorating the brain. We maintain and boost the gain and sick your body right down to the brain. You hear the speaker strain and contain the creations. The salsa, the next man, a syncopation. Lacing the set, we rap the intercontinental flow for your mental. So step into the center, beware of those who enter. It's madness, your thoughts get spun, your mind's stunned.
Bar one, moving amongst the madness. The next man, this won't be yours. Bar two, moving amongst the madness.
Let your body collide to the rhythm provided.
Bar one, moving amongst the madness. The next man, this won't be yours. Bar two, moving amongst the madness.
Let your body collide to the rhythm provided.
Bar two,
I breaks it down with DJ searching by loop. Dissecting edits, then performing the jam with hands in motion, causing commotion. Who puts a buzz in every speaker? The soul song with the next man sound that's bound to reach you in your urban area. Feel the hysteria is bringing, got 'em ringing the alarm like tennis. Also heed the warning. Sonics be forming, rhythms they rain down to wet you and stretch the conceptions of the uses of the text and the vinyl. But Lou be dropping beats to break your spinal, while DJ Search brings it back with the name. The tables get torn, showing the style to impress. The next with fade and finesse.
and all that mess.
We stressing the point, coming with hot joints to hit you. The next man, flexing the set, bound to get you.
Moving amongst the madness. Bar one,
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. What kind of instrument is that?
the turntable.
Almost complete. Okay.
That's it, chap. Bar two,
It's blue. Hey.
get sweated.
I'll break it down.
Work for the next.
Join me in one final experiment. Now, come on, I'm gonna show you.
Bar one, moving amongst the madness. The next man, this won't be yours. Bar two, moving amongst the madness.
Let your body collide to the rhythm provided.
Bar one, moving amongst the madness. The next man, this won't be yours. Bar two, moving amongst the madness.
Let your body collide to the rhythm provided. 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 To the rhythm provided.
Hey Dominic, this is Scott calling you from the States. What's up? It's been a while. Just calling to check in. So, if you want to bring me back, your record is, the shops around here. So, anyway, yeah, give me a shout back. Hope you're doing well.
Welcome back to Industry News. Let's get right into it. Biggest drama of the month goes to Ponish, calling out another brand for apparently stealing their adjustable sensor position technology. In this case, they meant G-Wolves. Ponish further claims that they own the exclusive patent rights to this technology and threatens to sue if necessary. That is indeed a massive claim, and some of you might be doubting if they actually own the patent or are the first to utilize this technology. And guess what? They aren't. The old Ninox Astrum, one of the most fascinating mice-related stories ever, we'll do a deep dive on those these days, and Xtrfy MC1 both use the same tech. Xtrfy did use it for the battery instead of the sensor, but you see the similarities here. To add insult to the wound from shooting themselves in the foot, people also quickly found out that a research paper on human-computer interaction from 2020 also had the exact same idea. We aren't exactly lawyers here at aimmag, but if they did patent this, they usually mean the mechanism used to achieve the effect instead of the concept itself. If G-Wolves did it in a different way, their claims won't even hold up at all. In fact, their claims don't even need to hold up, because the goal of this is pretty obvious, to scare G-Wolves out of making their mouse with the threat of legal action, which means loss of money and a drawn-out court battle. To make everything worse, Mouse in fact has a real patent on drilling holes into the shells of mice to make them lighter, meaning that if they actually enforce the patent, Pwnage can get wiped out instantly. Overall, Pwnage vaporized their reputation for nothing. Phexi with the XE-V2 4K, continuing their goal of shaving weight off their lineup with the XE going from 76 to 59 grams, and the specs improved to use a 3950 instead of the original's 3395. This release would go into a quickfire round if Phexi didn't find out that the mouse did not lay completely flat on glass pads. They immediately suspended sales, offer recalls or a full refund, and within 2 weeks have resolved the issue and even offered a free Phexi PA as compensation. Extremely impressive work and shows again that Phexi is truly one of the best in the business. Now into the quickfire round. Posts are teasing, unsurprisingly, the next mouse in their Crazy Light lineup with a 40-gram X-Lite. They also unveiled a collaboration with Noctua, putting one of the fans into definement. We can't tell if this is a serious release. A tech shop with the R5 Ultra. Anything look familiar? Shameless. Endgame Gear announces their 3950 U+1F95A sensor, being possibly the only company to be honest about their custom sensors. Looking at you, Pulsar. Logitech's Superlight 2 SE, their 1000Hz Superlight that happens to be red, is already on sale at $100. Guess those tariff prices hikes are negotiable. Asus with the Harpy 2 Ace, 48 grams, 8K polling, their supposedly aim.42 42K sensor that is definitely just a Pixar sensor with a different name. Nothing big over the previous release. Now into mousepads, where first a new color for the Artisan Hien, a pretty good looking navy blue. And speaking of Artisan, they also did the final sale of the Shidenkai V2, which is tragic news for the 10 fanatics of the pad. But knowing Artisan and their recent moves, we're sure that they're making something new and better. Now into the Glasspad Slop Roundup, yet another wall-hacked limited release with the Summer Miku. And in related news, the Polarity series from Glassworks is delayed once again. Keep in mind, some retailers already did pre-orders for the pads. Not a good look. And despite that delay, they're still announcing products with a teaser for the upcoming anime pad. Now on the keyboards. Wooling announced the Wooling 60HD V2, updating their game-changing keyboard to use 8K polling, aluminum cases, their new liquid Tiken switches, that was not easy to say, and their new feature, split spacebars allowing for multiple keypads with your thumb. The keyboard will be available around Q4 2025, which is a little later than you might expect considering how fast the market is moving, and unfortunately our attempt in figuring out did not work. Speaking of Wooling, they also announced hot swap knobs, either taking one switch or 4 whole switches on the ADHD, which is pretty interesting, but it's hard to imagine giving up any keys on the 60% for a knob. Asus making moves in the HD keyboard market with their Falcata, a 75% wireless split keyboard, 8K wireless polling, a knob, and even a rapid trigger toggle if you want to turn that off for some reason. A split keyboard does sound pretty good, but that design is very 2014, and we bet it won't be cheap either. As we said earlier, the market is moving very quickly for Hall effect boards, so here's a couple that we saw in the month. Iquinix with the EC80, a 8K polling TKL. Looks pretty cool with the translucent keycaps, but it is at a eye-watering $300. Matte Lines with a new colorway for the Massive CHG with a very familiar case. Gitopa with a 75% that also looks very familiar. Mockblade with the MK80, nothing much on the specs, but it does look pretty cool. And lastly, for the audiophiles, Topping is making a keyboard with a seemingly pretty beefy amp built in, featuring 2 XLR outputs. We don't know if it uses Hall effect switches, but this is pretty cool as well. And that's all the news for May 2025.
Now, get ready.
Welcome back to the record books, and you guessed it, it's another month of the Maddie Show. Starting off with a 939 on Air Angelic, a very small bump to his old record, but the road to 940 is now less than a second off on this classic scenario. Other than that, he also got quite a few PBs on the benches, but it seems even he is getting tired of posting these thoughts now. A 1382 on Pasu Advanced, another very small bump to his own record of 1380. A 4096 on Ether Advanced, getting closer to another milestone of 4100. A 4196 on PGT Advanced, almost hitting 4200 when there's only 2 scores in the 4100s.
Very slow.
Of staff benches, we are Solidify with a 1460 on Fiat TS, taking first place after the guy is named after by 1 kill.
Stop.
Miller with a 1908 on centering 2 180 nose trace fixed, the first to bake 19k, and fighting the good fight against controller players on smoother scenes. Now a real record, but important to mention, we have Jasper with an 1871 on 1 wall 6 target small, with a total of 191 hits. Could this be the next player to attempt breaking the 2k barrier?
Very slowly.
A small record from Killuminati with a 4986 on Fatey Snake Track Intermediate. Would be cool to see a 5k on this scenario. And that's it. We can't find any other scores for the month. Anything we missed, please send some over in the comment section. Either way, that's all the records for May 2025. Links to all files are in the description. Check them out.